Bismillah Rahman Rahim. This is online training on SPSS 27. Today is basically the second day on online training on SPSS 27. We have with our Dr. Alam Zaid Khatak, and he's a PhD in psychology. And we have a huge learning experience today. We might have a huge learning experience today. Uh, Today is the date, 6 March 2024. Time is 4 p.m. to 4:40 p.m. for this session. Myself, Zahid Fashi, I am a faculty member at Department of Commerce, University of Gujarat, and I am a PhD scholar at Delhi College of Commerce, University of Punjab. So let's start today's session because we have already done previously some of the parts, and I would like to recap for Dr. Uh, Alam Zaid Khatak what we have done yesterday. We had a basic environmental overview of SPSS 27 screen layout, and we might have data management yesterday, but some part of the data management we would cover today. So let's have a brief recall for tomorrow's of yesterday session. I have discussed about basic environment and layout familiarity, and I have discussed about data management. Then we will cover code book creation and data entry. We will cover missing value analysis. This is basically the contents of SPSS 27 trainings. Whatever you will learn in the coming days. So code book creation and data entry, missing value analysis, demographic summary and cross tabulation, reliability analysis, variable computation, descriptive analysis of the composite variable, visualization using graphs, mean comparison, correlation and regression analysis, regression assumptions or diagnostics. Then we will cover regression cases when we have different categories of dependent variable like binary dependent variable, categorical dependent variable, continuous dependent variable. So we may have 10 cases of regression. Then we may have exploratory factor analysis, which is basically required when you need to finalize scale development for a particular variable for your study. Uh, we may have a discriminant analysis and cluster analysis as an advanced techniques, and we might have process by haze for mediation and moderation analysis. And last but not the least is the power analysis and sample size estimation. So these are the contents that we will cover in the upcoming 30 days for SPSS 27. Uh, and I have covered the basic uh, uh, understanding of screen layout and tools. And I will cover today the data management, the menu bars of SPSS 27. Let's recap yesterday lecture. Uh, yes, in yesterday's session, I have told the participants about the different parts of the screen of SPSS 27. Uh, let's have a brief overview of what we have done yesterday. The first thing you see in your screen is basically the title bar. It indicates the title of the document. If you have saved your document with a particular name, it will indicate here. And it will also indicate the name of the software here, and also indicate which window you have opened, whether it is data view or whether it is variable view. So this is basically the data editor part of SPSS. Then you may have the menu bar, which includes a lot of menus like file, edit, view, data, transform, analyze graphics, utilize extension window and help. So these are the menus that we may have in SPSS 27 for using with different tools. Then we may have the toolbar. It is also called the ribbon bar or icon bar. There are a lot of tools there are a lot of icons you have in order to use with different options that you may utilize afterwards. Then you may have the minimization button, the maximization button, and the cross button. If you would like to close the file, you may cross it. If you want to increase the size of the file or the window, you may use the maximize window, or you may minimize it. These are minimize, maximize, and close the file button. Then you may have a vertical part on the left side of your screen, which is known as case bar or subject bar. It indicates how many cases or how many subjects you have in your data sets, especially in case of variable view. You might have the number of variables in your variable view window. So this is the case bar or subject bar. Then you may have variable and data view window. At present, the variable window is open in front of you, which indicates the name of the variable, the type, the width, the decimal, label, values, missing column, align, measures, and rows. So it is basically selected by data view and variable view. Then you might have the scroll bar button, which is basically used for uh, uh, bringing your window to upward or downward. Then you may have the status bar, which indicates the status of your current file. If you have applied some process, it will be indicated over here. Then from the first thing that you are seeing in the variable window is the name. It indicates the name of your variable, your construct, or your indicator, or any attribute that you are going to include here in the variable window. So it indicates the name of your variable. Then the second thing you are seeing here is the type. It indicates the type of your variable, whether it is numeric variable or string variable, and so on. Then you see the width column. It indicates basically the number of digits which you allow for your data entry for a particular variable, whether you are allowing 5 digits, 6 digits, 8 digits, 10 digits. Sometimes the variable is indicating a lot of digits. So you have to maintain a limit that you are going to put over here as a limit of your digits, number of digits. Then you may have the decimal part, which indicates how many decimals you are going to allow with a particular variable, whether it is 2 decimal places, 3 decimal places, 4 decimal places, and so on. Then you may have the label part, which actually is used for defining your variable which you have indicated in the name part. So whatever variable you have indicated in the name part, it will define in the label part. So it includes the definition or explanation of your particular variable or attribute. Then you may have the values column. It will indicate how you are going to measure your particular variable, how you label the values of your particular variable. Sometimes we are going to measure a particular variable with some particular value. So we indicate that value over here in the value label box. So next one is the missing part. It indicates the missing values of your particular variable or attribute. So if you would like to indicate some missing data of a particular variable, you can indicate over here. Then you may have the column part. It will indicate the number of column for your particular variable and attribute. SPSS automatically decide how many columns you can use for your particular variable. Then you may have a line bar or a line column, which indicates the alignment of your variable, whether you want to align it into center, or you would like to align it on the left side or on the right side. Then you may have the measure column, which indicates the level of measurement, whether you are going to measure your variable using nominal scale, whether you are going to measure your variable using ordinal scale, or whether you are going to measure your variable with ratio scales or interval scales. Basically, ratio and intervals are considered as a scale in the SPSS. So they have provided only three options as a level of measurement for measuring your variable, like nominal, ordinal, and scale. Then you may have the roll button, which is not provided in the previous SPSS models or SPSS versions. It is a new window which indicates whether you would like to consider your variable as a dependent variable or independent variable, or whether you want to consider as a mix of dependent and independent. Sometimes you may use it as a dependent variable, sometimes you may use it as an independent variable, and sometimes you may use it as a reference category. So you need to indicate in the role button whether your variable is dependent, independent, or something like. So the role that a variable will play in your analysis, independent variable, dependent variable, both, or anything like. So this was the overview that I have provided yesterday about the variable view window, and I have indicated different parts of the window when you are going to open it in your system. Then these are the elements of your variable view that I have already explained, like what is indicated in the name, what is indicated in the type, with decimal labels, values, missing columns, align, measure, and row. And you have understood everything. Is there any question, Dr. Alamze? Should we proceed further, or do you have any question? Dr. Alamze, do you have any question? Yes, sir.
Actually, that's up. These things are so clear to me. Data view, like putting the values of the variables, putting the names of the variables, worth of the variable. These are also clear to me. These are, I think, don't need to repeat, but it's a part of your course outline, so that I'm listening carefully. But this is clear to me. You don't worry, please.
All right, all right. Let's move towards the next part. Actually, the coming slides have the detail about these parts. So as these parts are clear to Rabia as well as Dr. Alamzeeb, so we can move forward to the next part, which is uh, the important part. That is basically the understanding of the menu bar. So I would like to open my SPSS window over here. So we can have a brief overview about the different menu bars, how they put functions. This is just a review part. Actually, after taking a brief review, we will move further to the next part, because as per our contents, we need to have basic understanding of the environment and layout familiarity first. Then we need to understand the data management. I will provide in the next session that how you can create your code book, and you can do the step procedure for data entry. So let me start the data management part. So this was basically the variable window that I was discussing. We have a number of columns here, and if we click on the data view, we might have the sheet where we basically enter our data. So first, we need to enter the name of variable, the name of different variables over here, and we name to indicate. We need to indicate their labels, their values, and their measures, and then we need to put our data set over here in the data view. So let me explain the different menu bars available to us. What are their functions and what they actually provide us to do. Like for example, if we go to file menu, it will indicate us a new button, which is basically used for a new data, new syntax, and sometimes if you are a programmer, like you are using Python and script writing programming skills, you can use this function to create a new file over here. Next is the open button. If you have some data set already available to you, you can use this button to open that data set. For example, if I have a data set available with me, I can open it from here. Let's suppose I would like to open some file from my files from here. Let me open from here. There is no file. All right. There might be some file in famous. Yes. These are some example file. Let's suppose I would like to open this file and using that. So it is already created data set which was opened here. You can see here the names of different variables, the value labeling that I have provided over here, like male, female, and the level of measurement I have provided over here. So these are different attributes, the demographic attributes, and we have a lot of factors over here. So this is data window where actual data entry has been made. So in file menu, what I have taught, what I have discussed over here, that we can open here the data, we can open from here the syntax, the output, the script if we have created the one. Then we have a next option which is known as import data. If we have a data set in different format, like if we have a data set in Excel format, in CSV format, in text, in SAS, in Stata, we can still open that data set from here using the import data button. For example, if I have a Stata file, I need to open. Let's suppose I go to here. Uh, Yes, this one. This is basically a scatter data set. If I would like to open it, I can open it using uh, import button function. So if you have a data set in other format like in Excel, in CSV, in text, in SAS, or in any other format, you can use this function to open that data set. Then we may have a close button, a save button, save as button. You might be familiar with all of them. Then we have a very important button which is known as export. It is the reverse function of import. If we have a data set in different format, we can import from here. But if I would like to export data set in some other format, I can use this function. For example, I have a stata file over here, and I would like to uh, export it into Excel. So I can use this function. I can export here, for example, I can select the desktop as a button, and I can export this file, like save it, and it will export our file like this. You can see here there is a file created, and SPSS has also processed this file like this. So this is the basic function of import and export. Then there are some other functions you might explore at your end. Then we may have a edit button. If you want to undo, redo anything, you can do it from here. There are a lot of other options like copy, paste special, clear, insert variable, insert cases, and so on. So you need to explore all these buttons from here. Then we may have a view button. You can have uh, a data editor, a search editor here. If you want to increase or decrease your toolbars, your menu editor, and something more important. Then we may have a data menu, which might include the define variable properties. If we need to define a variable, if we are not conversant with manual data entry like this, I have created different variables or different attributes of demographic like gender, age, education. All these things I can also do with define variable properties. I click over here. I can scan those variables with the same procedure that I have adopted here manually. So you can do define variable properties. You can set their measurement levels. I have done manually. You can copy data properties. You can create custom attributes and so on. There are a lot of options over here. Then one of the most important uh, menu which is basically required in SPSS is transform menu, which includes the computation of variable which is included in our contents. We need to compute variable using different statistical techniques. We can recode data. We can recode different variables. We may have missing value analysis procedure from here. So there are a lot of procedure like create dummy variable over here. So we most oftenly use transform menu bar in our analysis. Then we have analyze option, which is used every time we are going to analyze some data, like descriptive statistic, like correlation, regression, scale reduction, reliability analysis, dimension reduction, etc. Then we have a menu for graphical visualization of our data. We may have a different options of charts that we are going to utilize during our analysis. Then we have some utilities function that we can expand our utilities of different functions. We may have a help window which requires, if you require some kind of help from the SPSS community, you can use this window. So this is all about the menu bar discussion, the data management using SPSS. In the next session, we will cover the code book creation and data entry. Uh, do you have any question you may ask, because the session time is going to end? Do you have any question, Dr. Alamdeep Patak and Rabia? You may ask.
Thank you, Dr. Sir. But I have already mentioned you earlier that the things you covered till now, these are also clear for me, as I have a little bit of experience in SPSS, but I want to learn some more advanced techniques like the cluster analysis, which is serial number 60 process. I have a little bit of knowledge regarding process by McVie House. So power analysis, sample size estimation. So these are the something which I'm missing, and I want to learn from the course, inshallah.
Rabia, do you have any question, any particular question that you would like to ask?
No, sir.
Everything is clear. Okay.
Yes,
Have you installed the software that I have shared with you in the morning? Have you installed the software?
I didn't see that in the email, I guess.
No, I have sent you the file 5 hours ago.
Have you sent
Almost.
it by the email?
Yes, I have sent it by the email 5 hours ago.
Okay, sir. We will try to install the software. I have 24, but I will install 27, inshallah. And hopefully it will be very easy and good for us to that we have also the same version which you are teaching in the upcoming days in China?
There are slightest difference between the previous version and the next version. There are some new functions available in 27 as compared to 24. In
Yes,
order
yes,
to
yes,
make
yes, yes, yes.
the consistency in the learning experience, I am requesting if you can install this, or if you have some other system, other laptops where you can install
Mhm.
27, it would be more convenient to follow this pattern and follow this outline here, because you have already mentioned that there are two or three things which are new for you, like cluster analysis and discriminant analysis. Uh, we will discuss it.
Mhm.
Uh, the other parts are maybe a review part for you to refresh your learning that you have done in the past, in your past regarding SPSS.
Inshallah.
All right, then we can conclude this lecture. Today we have done basic environment and layout familiarity that we have already done yesterday. We have also discussed about data management using different menus of SPSS. And tomorrow we will discuss the code book creation and data entry using SPSS. And I will try to explain the missing value analysis procedure too. I will let you know how this is done with different example data set. And I hope that before starting tomorrow's session, the software will be installed by Dr. Alam Zaid Khatak and Ms. Rabia. All right. Thank you, everyone. We will meet tomorrow again. Thank you.
Thank you.